Hello everybody, welcome back. I hope you've had a good 2 weeks since we last did a floss tube. I don't actually remember what number this one is now. It is 25. I'm hoping that this video is going to be okay because I don't want to edit that much this week. I have got to pack tonight. I always pre-record these, so these are pre-recorded on a Friday and then they go up on a Monday just because Friday is a quieter day here for me. But I've actually got to go away this weekend. I did mention it before that a few months ago my granddad passed away, and this weekend his daughter, my auntie, is coming from Texas because that's where she lives, and we're going to spread his ashes in the Lake District because he was born and raised in the Lake District, and that's where all of his family's from. So we're going to go to his home village, like the village that he grew up in. There's a mountain like opposite. I have been there before, I've been there a couple of times, but I can't remember exactly what mountain it's called. But we're going to go there over the weekend with all of the family, and I'm really looking forward to seeing my auntie. I haven't seen her for 18 years, I think. I saw her just before I got pregnant with my daughter, so yeah, 18, 19 years now. It's been a long time, and it'll be really good to see her. So we're travelling up there tomorrow, and then we'll be back the day after, but that means I won't be able to edit, so this is going to have to go up quickly, posted and scheduled for Monday. So I worked on 4 projects. So I did say to you on the last floss tube that I was only going to work on 3. That was Tomb Raider, Gamer Girl or Gamer Nouvelle, or I just call it Gamer Girl, by Medusa the Doll Maker, Lord of the Rings, and I also decided to do a bit of my Soda Stitch, the cats, because I got a little bit bored of the other charts. There was a lot of dark colours this week in the charts. So I will show you Soda Stitch first. So here's what it looked like the last time you saw it. And here is what it looks like now. So I finished the second cat. I just thought I'd show you the first one again. I have done the back stitching as well on the cat's face. So the paws here, the eyes, the nose, the mouth has all been back stitched. And I'm now on the last cat on this side, and then there's another 2 that come out this side that I need to do afterwards. This kitten here has got a blanket over its head, and how much did I do? I didn't do much. I just wanted to pick it up for a break from the other charts this week. 367 stitches it says, and this is now at 35.92%, so it's coming along quite quickly. I stitched this one 2 strands full cross on, it's either 16 or 18 count, but as always all of my stitching methods will be down in the description, and all of the charts, even if I don't show them on this floss tube, everything I'm working on will be in the description below. This one is lovely to work on. I'm really enjoying this one. Now next we have, this is probably going to be a really short floss tube as well this week, unfortunately, but this one is Tomb Raider. So Tomb Raider is the chart that I restarted. And I did show this on my Facebook group. So if you don't know about my Facebook group, I have a group called Darkxstitch for Darkxstitch, and you're welcome to come over there and post any type of craft thing you like. It doesn't have to be cross stitch, you can post whatever you like on there. I originally made that group for updates to my Etsy shop, but we tend to just post whatever there. There's a whip, was it a whip parade Wednesday or whatever it is, where we show our progress and everything, and I did show the restart of this because originally I did it on 25 count, which I explained in the last floss tube. Hated the fabric, absolutely hated it. It was gridded, but it was gridded over 2 lines, not 1 like I'm used to, and the fabric was the wrong colour. It was like yellow lines. So I decided to do 32 count, and I've never worked with 32 count before. I have to say I'm enjoying it at the minute. It is very small. I'm not used to, obviously because I've never done it before, I'm not used to working on fabric that's that tiny, but when I've got good lighting I can see it perfectly fine. I don't need to get a magnifier or anything like that. I have got new glasses, thankfully. If I didn't have these, I probably would need a magnifier. But I'm doing it 1 strand, half stitch on 32 count. And I'm not sure if I like the 1 strand half stitch. I'm not sure if it's going to be worth changing, but here is my progress at the minute. So I tried to get back to where I was before. I think I've actually gone further because this is the first dinosaur here. And I did 1,130 stitches, so I got a fair few stitches in, but it's only at 0.25%. So the fabric for 32 count is still massive, you know, it's a big chart. I don't know if I need this. I don't know if I've miscounted it. I don't think I have. The size of the chart is 650 wide by 750 long. I know I'm going to have extra, obviously. This is the top left, so I know I'm going to have that much of a margin. But it was either that or have a teeny weeny margin on the next fabric count size down. Not count size, size. It would have come up to like here on the fabric, and that was not enough margin for me. I do like a good margin for when it comes to framing, so I just decided to buy a bigger piece of fabric, but I still think this might be too big. But yeah, when I get to perhaps that way, I'll see. I mean, to be fair, that's not that much of a margin really, is it? If you see that the edge is here, that's not too bad. So we'll see. When I get to that side, I'll see how much fabric I've got left, and I've probably counted it wrong. But at least I know it's going to fit, because it's definitely not going to be bigger than this fabric. But yeah, I really wanted to get to a dinosaur because I was sick and tired of doing all the dark greens, the blacks and the browns. So this is the first dinosaur's head. And then there'll be a lot of background going this way until I get to Lara where she's in the middle, and then there's another dinosaur down the bottom. So looking at it now, it doesn't look so bad, because when I first started doing this I thought there was a lot of gaps in between. With the 32 count half strand it looked quite gappy, but looking at it like this and on camera it doesn't look too bad. So I'll keep going like it for now and see how I get on. So next we have my focus for April, which is Gamer Girl. This is by Medusa the Doll Maker, and this chart is from Etsy, not the Gecko Rouge one that used to be available but isn't anymore because they don't do Gecko Rouge anymore. So where is my... oh, it's right there. I did, actually, here's what it looked like last time. And here is what it looks like now. So I did 1,368 stitches, and that is now a percentage total of 2.1%. But I am very happy that I managed to get out of this background and start doing some of the, it's like a border on the chart that says gamer. Very happy that I'm out of that background, because that background was driving me potty. Did I say? Yeah, I did say the count, didn't I? I did say how many stitches I've done. So because this is a focus, every month I have a different focus. I try and do 3 days of stitching each week on the focus, and I did 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. So yeah, I did do the full 3 days on this one. In terms of enjoying it, not as much as my other charts, because obviously it's literally just a block of background. And what I was doing with this is taking one strand of the background, doing that, and then I'd move to this part and try and do a bit on here, just so I weren't doing just background, because this goes all the way across and all the way down the entire chart. There is a lot of background on this one, and I'm not a fan of block same colour stitches for a while. I like it when you've been like a bit of mix and match, when you've been doing a lot of confetti and then you go and do a bit of block stitching, it's lovely. But when you're constantly doing it and you know you've got all that to fill, it's just like, oh, really can't be bothered. But yeah, This has got a few more days on it before April is up, so you will see this one again next week. Now, the last one is Lord of the Rings, and the year mark of when I started this is coming up soon. So I started this on the 11th of May, which was my birthday last year, and I said to myself that I'd give myself 7 years to do it. So I was curious to see how long, like so basically I use this app called Stitch Pal. Is it Stitch Pal? I think it is. To track my progress and take the pictures that I show you every fortnight. And on there's like this calculator thing that you can do. So I try and do 200 stitches a night on Lord of the Rings. And I put in how many stitches I've already done on Lord of the Rings. And it came back and said to me that I need to do 277 stitches a day if I want to finish this in 7 years. Because my goal end for this chart is the 11th of May 2030, which is I will be 40. So, I, at the minute, did feel a little bit deflated when I saw that. I thought, well, I'm doing 200 stitches every single day on this chart, and it's still telling me that that's not going to be enough to get it done by 2030. So, I don't know how I feel about that. I don't know whether I should up it to the 277 stitches a day, or if I should carry on with the 200 and then wait until the last year, see how many stitches are left on it, and then divide that by, you know, like 12 months or whatever, and see how many stitches I need to do then, and then up my amount. I really don't know, because I don't know if I'd feel pressured at the end, like when it gets to like the last year and it says to me, okay, come on, because you haven't done the 277 and you haven't done the 200 every day, you now need to do, I don't know, 350 a day. I feel like I'll be pressured to do that, and then I won't enjoy it. But then at the same time, it's not the end of the world if I don't finish it on 2030 on my 40th birthday. It's just a goal of mine. I don't know. I don't know what to do. I might start trying to do the 277, but then that means everything else will get less stitches on. I did quite well with stitching this week. So I did 1,368 on Gamer, 1,130 on Tomb Raider, and that's pretty good for me. And that's because I didn't do so many different projects this week. I only focused on them two mostly, and Lord of the Rings. So I'll show you Lord of the Rings anyway. Here's what it looked like last time. And here's what it looks like now. So we are trudging along, although, as I said, reading that has made me feel like I'm going very, very slow. I got a lot of stitches done on this week. I got 3,084 stitches. Usually I hit around like the 2,000 mark, but I did really well. There was one day on this that I did 583 stitches. So, I don't know. Do you think I should carry on as I am, where every night I do 200? Sometimes, like the day that I did 583, I didn't want to work on anything else and I just kept going. So I did 583 on this instead of 200, and then 383 on another project. So do you think I should carry on doing that, or do you think I should up it to the 277, or just round it out to 300 stitches a night? So go from 200 to 300 stitches a night and see. Because I honestly don't know what to do. I don't mind working on this for longer. It just means that everything else will get less time. So I really don't know. But this week I have been doing a lot of confetti and moving over here. So I said to you before that I'm not going to move this hoop until this is all done. I'm going to stop here because I don't like working too close to the hoop. So from here down is where I will work. Obviously, if there's a colour there, I will go over there. I don't want a harsh line on my chart, so I will stagger it, but I'm aiming to stop around about here, and then we will move. And I think I'm going to work down on this chart instead of left to right and going down. I'm going to work straight down, anything to avoid that brick wall on the picture as well. Because that means I will do one part, like when we get to over here, I'll do one part of the brick and then I'll go down the chart. Instead of just doing all brick in one go, I'll do a bit of brick, go down for like, I don't know, a couple of years. And then a bit of brick and down again. That's my plan. But yeah, I am really feeling like this is not going to get done by 2030 because I have only done this in a year almost. Now I know when I first started this chart, I wasn't as dedicated to it as I am now. So when I first started it back in May 23, I would do it every now and again when I felt like it. So I would say I've been dedicated to this chart since September when I started Flosstube. When I started Flosstube and I said like on camera that I was gonna finish this by 2030, that was when I started doing the 200 stitches a night and really kicking it up a notch with making sure that this got done. So from May to September of last year, I barely did anything. I think if you go back to my first Flosstube, I think you'll see like it was just the top here that was done. So in that aspect, I have done a lot, but I still feel like I haven't done enough because I'm literally still in this area and this chart is huge. It's absolutely huge. So I really don't know. I don't know, we'll see. Let me know what you think below. Should I do 300 stitches a night from now on and less work on my other projects, or should I stick to the 200 and just worry about it in the last year? Right, so that is all my charts. I haven't put anything else in my notes. I think next week I'm gonna obviously work on Gamer for the last week of April. So you'll see that, and you'll probably see May start as well. What week are we on? It's the 20th tomorrow, so yeah, you probably will see whatever is for May. Do you know, I can't remember what is for May. Let me just find it. So May was supposed to be a new start. And that was another thing I wanted to talk to you about. I don't think I'm going to do a new start next month for my birthday. And the reason why is because I feel like I haven't got enough progress on the charts that I'm already working on. I feel like it'd be very weird of me, not weird, very silly of me to start another chart when I'm still trudging along with the ones that I have, and because they're all full coverage, I don't think there's going to be much point in you know, starting a new start in May. So what I might do instead, because I know the one I wanted to start was I See You in My Dreams. I'll put a picture here. What I'll do, I think, this year, just to give myself time to catch up on all the charts that I have, is start that in September for my Flosstube anniversary, because I started Flosstube in September, and I think that'd be a nice way to have one new start this year again, because I had Necromancer in March for Mother's Day, so that's already a new start. And I had wrote down that I was going to do a new start in May and then another one for Christmas, but instead of doing those two, I will do just the one in September for the anniversary. That makes more sense. And then I won't do another new start for Christmas either. Try and get as much as I can done this year on the ones that I've got, and then maybe next year I'll do another start. I think that'll be better for me. So what I could do, because May is obviously going to be blank, is do Necromancer by Trissabug, because she's not on the list because it was a new start. So that's what I'll do. I'll focus on Trissabug's Necromancer in May, so you'll see that one next time. You'll see Gamer, and I really do feel like doing a bit of my Pokemon, so I think I will focus on that a bit. So yeah, I think that's everything. So I will see you next time. Have a good 2 weeks, everybody. Bye bye.